The previous session, I had slightly covered something about a strategy and a sort of skill set, and slightly to evolve more into the mind and how you can perceive and using your caliber, your brain, or whatever mindset you have in that sort of thing. Second session, I want to change little onto the drift onto something else, which basically tell you what your personality is, what you can mold yourself into, and how you can evolve your own caliber, developing your own capacity, and end of the day, the one basic aspect which is missing is the ethics part of it, which I would like to cover about it. It's if I say it can be more like a moral lecture, but part of it these days it's missing in all schools and colleges, so we adjust that. So it will be more of the moral lecture or nothing because it's a body language which is supposed to be part of it. It should help you in real sense to mold your own self since you are part of the ambits of the students and others. And the reason behind is very simple. Soft skill is one which everybody cannot be taught. It has to be imbibed into it. And how you depict your own self in a public forum, how people understand you, and what are your good traits, what you can evolve yourself into it, how you have a personal bearing among the crowd, and what you want to execute, how you can expose yourself, how you can get the feedback out of it in the manner which you are supposed to do. Mainly, the soft skills are more into the practice and by one's own introspection as to what you do it across. Basically, we need to talk more of soft skill today because the culture is changing because of the quick money, because of the basic concept we are teaching them more of education qualification than the value based education which had been there earlier days. And the industrial expansion has been so much, we don't have time for doing it. Most of the parents are busy with their own work, and when they come home they don't have time. Even the children are more busy with too much of projects and others, so when the grooming stage happen they have no time for themselves, and unwantedly most of the pockets are filled up beyond the requirement, so they don't know how to use it across. So the children go out of the way to see what it is not required for them at that particular stage. And mobile and computers have brought so much of other things where they get involved into such aspects. So somewhere I thought it is appropriate to bring that culture also into that. And in real sense, there is very less exposure to realities these days, and difficulties and problems are not much taught to the children. We are more into the plastic life and plastic currencies, and Western culture has crept into our system. And making money has become the in thing today. So even the children, as I mentioned in the previous time, they want just to do some studies, get into something, earn the money and get off it. The sentiments and social responsibilities, emotions are relatively, it has come down over a period of time. In real sense, what you see in a person is made up two. One is a soft skill, another one is a hard skill. What he or she learns, gets a master's, get a degree, do something, find some education, some formal education, some informal education, some over a period of time working somewhere and all these things. Basically, these are all hard skills, which there is a syllabi available, there is a routine things available, somebody is there to make sure that you learn this and others. So that's how you finish your exams, go by the curriculum, finish. There's a preset exam pattern, finish it. Yes, end of the day, you are given a certification to say that this. It's nothing but a road to reach or do what you are supposed to reach. The second part is the route map to make sure how you drive in the road. That's nothing but a soft skill to tell you, yes, you have got all this knowledge. How you evolve yourself in giving it to the society, how you show it your own concern to the society, how you impart the knowledge to the society in your own way, how you can make sure that you stand in that particular platform to address them. This is nothing but a soft skill. So they are needed today on one scale because the training process, especially after COVID and all, it is more of the online and others. So you don't know. And imbibing certain knowledge and some values have been lost over a period of time. The value system, as we said, it's missing day by day. One second. So when we talk of hard skills, they're nothing but some technical skill, computer skill, marketing skill, or analytical skill or management skill. You can keep whatever you want. Technical is what it is. You have done some knowledge, something is some engineering, something here and there. You have done it across. It comes. Computer skill is again basically you know some coding, some programming, some analysis, some to the hardware, all these things. So they are mainly more of a bookish knowledge with some qualification, some certification given, and you have acquired the knowledge. And end of the day, they are with you to show a social identity to say, yes, I am qualified in this particular thing. They do get a recognition as far as the qualification is concerned. But you can keep on adding them more and more and more. But end of the day, can you present it to somebody? For that, you need a soft. What does it come? The soft skill come with a different pattern. It doesn't have a certification, but then an acknowledgement. It has an acknowledgement. It has got a recognition. It will evolve more and more and more without you paying for it, without you going for it. At the end of the day, after some years, somebody calls you, he was like this, she was like this. Today, see where he has evolved. It comes to some level where you will get a recognition in the society. So these soft skills may be a small manners, a small table manners, they are communicating with somebody or interacting with somebody, exchanging some words. It's all part of it. Like today we talk about Dr. Jaishankar, everybody is talking about him. Being a diplomat, now having become a politician, how he addresses himself. Our country is known for something. We never get erupted. Our emotions are always controlled. Because we have been brought into that setup over a period of time. Yes, you start accepting things. What is told to you today, a small child is told, if teacher says something wrong, no. The submission has been taught to us from the day one. That is the way we have gone into the system. So, the leadership skill is the first one when you talk about things. Yes, you have to show yourself as something other than somebody to follow you, not because you show you are a leader. Make people that come with you. Then comes the teamwork. Today, everybody talks about teamwork. All the small games which we are all doing when we were kids, today they are all taught to the corporates that they take a holiday of 4 or 5 days, go somewhere, and that is what it is. Next comes the communication skill. That is again how you interexchange of your ideas, the flexibility, adaptability to the system, which is social adaptability is something which is really missing today in the younger generation. I had been in Air Force selection board where we were selecting officers. Most of the children who come today, students, means after their graduation, they want to show themselves as something. They are not very happy to adapt to the society to say, this is what I am ready to mingle with them and do it. Then comes the problem solving skills. Then interpersonal skills, how you are part of the system and working with the system. Then comes the creativity, emotional intelligence, all these things. It also needs a really different thing. One is an attitude to acknowledge, accept being with it, and say, yes, you should be there along with them. That's right. Then comes emotionally, which I talked about some time back, a positive thought. Whatever happens, you think that still there is something better in you, something better in somebody. Start thinking in those items. Problem solving skills, conflict management, innovative ideas, public speaking, negotiation skills. These are all something which nobody is going to teach you. It comes only by experience, exposure, and over a period of time, you come out of it and start doing it across. So, even in today's world, we have our own identity we talk today. See, our own Prime Minister recognized over the period of time in the last 25 years how he has changed himself, what he is recognized today. 20 years back, somebody was not ready to give him a visa. Today, the same country had called him 10 years back to their own place. Today, again, out of the whole country, all around the world, today they say, yes, he is a better negotiator than anybody. These skills are gained over a period of time, it doesn't come. In today's scenario, what when US is also empowering lot of trade and other negotiations happening, everybody is watching what you are doing, your own negotiation skill, your own material, your own thing. You are able to present yourself to the world. These skills come only as part of the soft skills, and it is not there. So there is a need to give more emphasis to our soft skill, our values, our virtues, whatever has been taught to us. Education knowledge comes from the book. It can be taken at any time. Even at 70, you can still learn. But if you want to know your soft skill and try to get matured at the age of 70, it starts nowhere. It has to start imbibing from the very beginning. So when you are there as two students are there, start negotiating with each other, start adjusting to each other. That gives you a lot of importance to learn more into the life. So, as a diplomatic, we are Indians are known, supposed to be cool, up to the point, but very firm in our own way, not immature, not eruptive. We have hold our emotions, we have our sentiments, we have, and we don't become nasty at times when somebody talks something which is not adoptable. And we are supposed to be apt, we are supposed to be adept, and we also have a clarity to the core when it's a point of this thing. And these are sheer soft skills which come over a period of time.
ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್
Now,
ಯಾವ್ದಿಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ?
all these things in you, how will you get it? There is a way, and it comes over a period of time. So, unlike the Western people, suddenly they say we are very democratic, we are very open, they suddenly become eruptive. We are seeing how much of revolution taking place all around in the younger mind. These are all because the values are not being taught. I'll come back to the topic again. The value education today also in our own new NDP also we want more of a value education. It was there in our system 30, 40 years back. There used to be something called a moral education in every school. 1 or 2 hours have been spent. Today we don't have, neither there is a sports session, nor there is a, no game is there, nor there is a session for value education. So the grandparents who are sitting and teaching them, now the grandparents, most of them are not there, or even if they are there, children are busy doing some project, something else, they have no time to tell what it is. So that particular soft skill which was not taught to you formally, though which are being taught to you formally too, those days informally it was told to you, you learned, you have come up. So whether it is about your attire, etiquettes, addressing people, acknowledging, all these were taught to us without we knowing about it, and it is. But I had a happiness to be with a Japanese company working with them for 2 years. And today, when I find MNC people are being called, attending a course for soft skill for 8 days, 10 days, 15 days, I had seen a different procedure working with the Japanese people. What they do, they first understand the organization. Every person in an organization is put under somebody. He talks to each other one to one. There is an understanding. They find out what he is doing, what all the job, JD, what you call it as. He finds out. He finds out this caliber again along with it. If he can be placed somewhere else, he tries to do it across. Simultaneously, what they do is they teach you the values. First, what they do, they respect the individual. None of them are called by name. They attach a what you call honorific word along with that san. They attach that, means they give first a respect to the individual. They start with that culture and they make sure their culture is taught everybody in an organization. And this organization, which was making loss for last almost 30 years, it could transform into the profit-making company within a matter of 2 years. How they changed? And the 7 days working was brought down to 5 days. They did not send anybody. They brought all the people inside. They just shifted one to somebody, some other platform. They used the best of it. What they did is make sure their culture is taught about you. When a senior person comes from Japan to the company, they make sure every person from the organization come, stand there, and then acknowledge that they are receiving somebody. One. Number two, the president of the organization is available to every person in the organization. He keeps one-to-one. The organization is not done for the senior people. It is done by the middle level people. They only bother about work. They only bother about work culture. So it is a different setup, including the clapping. They teach you this is the, and it's a systematic way of teaching you.
That was very
And this setup, this sort of setup, I really found we don't have in our own self and we can create. Who is the creator? You are all the one with the younger students and start doing it across. That is the way we should be able to do. Coming to the personalities. We identify some big people, we identify a lot of people, and end of the day, we have our own people who is with us, where we acknowledge, yes, this particular person has got something to it, where we all sorted. We'll go back to our school board. In the very early days, whether you start creating some respect for somebody, where it starts, we have our own grandparents, our parents tell this is what it is. We have our own uncle, our own auntie, we start acknowledging them with some sort of respect towards them. Yes, this man has done this thing for them. Some common person in the platform, they say, yes, this person has done something for the society. That first thing, that submissiveness has started into it to respecting somebody. This is the first one which we have started accepting it. And also, symbolically, when a child grows, we normally teach. Yes, finally shown a dog. What do they? Dog is supposed to bark. That means the child is made into, means that something is fed into the mind of a child to say that this dog means it barks. What does the lion do? Lion means it roars. Elephant, it means it trumpets. So each animal is taught, shown something, this is what. Same way, you have some figure in the family, that means this particular person, he should be scared of. This particular person, he should go to that. It is got into the system over a period of time. This is how our mind has been fed over a period of time. From there, when we just slightly shift, when we are educated in something very magnificent we see in organization, we say, see, it's like an elephant size growth. Somebody is like a king. Where we compare him with a lion. Somebody is very beautiful. We compare with a peacock. See how our own mind over a period of time has changed itself from what was told initially, what is come. Subsequently, when we become commercial, when we become something beyond it, the knowledge bank, when it is commercial, we say, yes, see Tata, where he had come, from where he has grown. See Ambani, from where it has grown. So we started linking from the animals to some known person to the same animal revered into something different, and subsequently some personalities for different reason we started doing it. People do acknowledge, yes, peacock is a national emblem. We all have. So each one has got its own identification. So the soft skills are basically put into the mind by various agencies in an indirect way. And basically what it has got? It has got your aptitude. It has to take your attitude, your character, your behavior, or your involvement in the system as to how you are supposed to do what you are supposed to be doing and how you are supposed to acknowledge others what are part of the system. And it's basically three things: heart, mind, and our mouth. It is only these three factors which normally makes your trade. So the skills are, again, each person, you can consider yourself as a psychologist. So what you do, you assume your role, you have a different personality, you have a different perception, and based on your own outlook towards the life or towards the job, you perceive things. Now I'll just ask how you perceive Gandhi. At your perception, at 40, you will think something different. At 50, you will be thinking different. A school child will be telling you, well, a small child with a stick and somebody without hair or with one dhoti will think that is Gandhi. And somebody sees the rupee note, they will also think Gandhi is so and so. So the same person has got a different perception, and after all, how it comes, it depends upon how you perceive, how you think. So, as I told you some time back, when we are taught initially, we are made to pay obeisance to the elders. We are made to tell, yes, you are not supposed to argue with some elders. You are not supposed to fight with some people. All these things are a sort of soft skill training we had at the initial stage, which unfortunately it's missing. Today it has come to a stage. Even some of the corporates have to say, yes, you are supposed to be wearing this type of clothing. In temple, they say you are supposed to be wearing this sort of clothing because the basic norms have been followed by that. So, what is basically a personality development is nothing but giving it a shape of your own caliber, attitude, and the attributes to at the various stages, what you make out of it. So, there's nothing much different between the soft skill, molding yourself into personality, bringing some personality development. These are all indirectly or directly molded into the same. It's the same atta which makes chapati or which makes parota or what it is. It is the end result is something different. It is how you make, how you perceive yourself to present yourself to somebody else. This is all it is. Why I'm talking about this personality development, it's more important because in the context, it gives you a relevance where you are supposed to be, what you are supposed to be, and how you understand, how people understand you. And if need be, you have to imbibe or practice certain knowledge or certain relevance point to take into your own self. End of the day, it is nothing but a moral lecture what we used to have in our schools. So, all that you have to do is what is come to your mind, start practicing it and start exposing your all to the system it is. So, even in real sense, look at some animals, look at some birds. Each one has got their own caliber, their own capability. And end of the day, lot of things are not taught. Every animal has got its own behavior. Some are called domestic, some are called mild, some are called wild, some are called very, very adaptable to the system. A wild also becomes adaptable to our own domestic setup, and we start training an animal. Unfortunately, today people are more attached to the animal than human beings. And we are not ready to spend so much time to our own children than spending time in other factors. So, all that what you have to do is prune your own mindset into something so that you run through a little hard path in a different way so that the excellence in you, what people look for, can be brought out. I'll tell you different way of doing it across. We all know we have got people who are known to us. We will, unfortunately, it is not a offline platform where I can interact with you to express few personalities what we talk. We have different perception. I could have very really comfortably ask for people. Yes, what do you think of Gandhi? How do you perceive what he is? What do you think of Nehru? What do you think of Akbar? What do you think of Sardar Patel? What do you think of Narayana Murthy or Mrs. Murthy? What we have about Dr. Vishwesharaya, various personalities, maybe they are politicians, they are academicians. One thing is clear, the soft skills have got no edge towards their wealth, their knowledge, their physical education, their qualification, their education. It has got nothing. It has got a platform to exhibit themselves without an one-to-one identity of. So it all depends upon what you look for in a person, what you get from them, and how you convert yourself or mold yourself into your own system. That's all it does. So analysis also, it doesn't bring you much more. It tells you what is essential today because a teacher for all these students who come from a different platform You have to merge yourself into that, and with that you have an effort of imparting the knowledge. That is the primary task you have to do. Whether he is ready to sit into the class, not ready to sit in this class, he is ready to listen to you. He may go by the value-based system which NEP has taught. He is not ready to. His concept is very clear. He wants mark. Period. He doesn't want anything else. He is not very keen to see you and meet you. And yes, well, like my own daughter tells me, yes, I go to school at times only for attendance, because he says what he is going to teach me. That is not the way. I said he may teach you something which you are not aware. That particular one point will come handy for you. So that's the way I tell her. So in a very planned manner, if we can make your mind along with the knowledge what you have, that, and especially with the new system coming, in a day-to-day basis, you have to put in effort to make sure that student sits in the class, listens to you, and yes, end of the day, he carries something and you also carry back. End of the day, you should get something good in the class and get back to you. So you all must have experienced these sort of exercise in the class because you're all in the profession for a very long time. So question comes to how to find a path. Each person have got certain caliber, certain traits, certain character, a different type of body language, and different type of expression. You have your own self-discipline, self-control, and also you have certain label for you, your own thing, which others may not have. So you should have your own, like I said, meant upon strategy. You should have your own identity in a setup. That's more important. Whether people like you or don't like you, you should have, and both are part of it. All these traits, what I mentioned here, they're all interlinked. And end of the day, each great person, they have their own good qualities, their own bad qualities. And most of the extremely brilliant people are identified by a few bad qualities, because most of them don't recognize their good qualities because they had given it to us free of cost. So what you have not got out of it, you always remember that this is what this person is. But what they have contributed to the setup because of their good caliber, the system ignores. That is the bad part of it. What you are supposed to make sure, yes, the best in a person is always recognized. So what the soft skill is nothing but analyze each personality. Take the best out of it. Find a pattern. What are the plus points in a person? And if you can take it part of you into the system and move around, there's nothing better than that you can ever have in the life. So, per se, as a teacher, what each and if you think you are a psychologist, you evolve into the person. I happen to be work as a psychologist in one of the Air Force selection centers where we select officers for the various services and also NDA. So each student, when they come, we interact with them to see what he has got. We don't see what he doesn't have. That he can acquire it. What he has got, how we can get the best out of it is more important. So that is what is required. So per se, as a teacher, what you want to be. I'll come to the topic now. How you want to be identified, how you want the management to recognize you, and what is the correlation you want to make between you, the students, the organization, and your own profession. So, if you want to be in this, come back, I'll come to this particular topic. What you want? You want to be identified in your own position as a professional. Yes, I have my knowledge. I have this. If you want, please come. I am ready to do it. Or the next one, you want to be likable with people. You want to be adaptable to the person. You want to approach them. You want people to come to you. You want to be going to their level of teaching or maybe one level lower than what they are. At that level to start, so that the best way to teach a child is you become a child in front of the child. Child acknowledges that he is elder and he'll move forward. So that is the best way to be with a student. So you want to be that sort of a personality, or you want to be well approachable, good or bad, or even about the personal thing, whatever happens in the younger days, they are ready to come to you, acknowledge you, to it. Yes. Simultaneously, you convert them into something else. Then you show sometime you are a teacher, you want to be a friend, you want to be comfortable. At the same time, you want to be pleasant. You want to be a coordinator. All their projects, you want to involve themselves and to do something out of the book, out of the box they want to do. You want to be part of it. So end of the day, it tells you what you want to be. Then your own personal behavior, your own soft skill will develop accordingly. If you don't have a preset, like what I mentioned about the strategy, where I mentioned about other aspects of strategical management, exactly your personal development and personality development comes only with these factors. You start, the dot is there. With the dot, the ray moves. Where it moves, it comes into that. So you have to mold yourself with all these factors, which depends upon your own atmosphere, the surroundings, the mental state, and the major thing is the part of upbringing where the values have been sold, the family background, and what you normally have. A sort of fear and respect. Both should be accompanied together, because you can't have a fear that become autocratic. A respect, it becomes too much of different democracy. So you should have a both setup, and end of the day, these factors, all of them, should go simultaneously, adjusting yourself to the situation. So what I think Dr. Anand talked about soft skill initially, and I think Dr. Vishwanath or somebody also had taken the class. So I don't want to go too much into the emphasis of it. These factors, if you can mold it, make something out of it, keep it as a rose, it will give you the fragrance. All that you have to do is wait for those process of that to grow, come with a thorn, come out of it. End of the day, you have a bud. Nurture that bud, let it come up. You will enjoy it. So coming to the point as to how to organize your own self in a particular pattern. You have to mold yourself with some basic thoughts. We all are given the pre-program, and one should be unique to his own or her own self. Set your own ideas. Don't walk into somebody's path. Yes, lot of big people are there. Nobody can be somebody. That's all it is. You have to be on your own self. Yes, take the best whatever they had, best skills, whatever they had, you take out of it. So, in short, it is very simple, and it is not a short term. It's a long term process you have to do. Best way is evaluate. So I come to the second part of it, what you are supposed to do. So now if you want to be trained, how long, how much, what is the cost, and what for, and till what date we are supposed to do, and what is the end result, where are all we are supposed to align and adjust, and whom all I should adjust. These factors you have to keep adding into the pocket to see that you are molded your own personality. Coming to the what's personality? It's nothing but a distinctive behavior and attributes and character of a person which have possess certain qualities and acquired certain some imbibed. Ultimately, what it does, it displays to the person who is interacting with you, and that is how the whole skill comes into that. Normally, we copy some celebrity, some more our own people in our family, or some elders who are linked with us, or some teachers who have been grooming to us, some known people who have groomed us over a term. So we all try to imbibe certain qualities. As I mentioned to you, there are birds, there are animals. So I mentioned how a child is mentioned about a dog, how as you grow, some even the characters are linked to the animals. Somebody says he's a donkey, somebody says he's a monkey, somebody says he's a tiger, somebody says he's a lion. So we started linking personalities, our own self, though we say we are above the animals, at times our own personalities are linked with certain elements which we were not very comfortable, but end of the day, you are identified with something else. But as a team leader, nobody says who is linked to an animal. So there it comes. You become something different from an animal, your own identity, and it has got a forum for you to establish yourself to say, yes, this is the life I live. When you will enjoy, not today. It's a long-term process. You will sit and relax when people come to you to say, yes, this is the man I depended on. I told you on the back end, you start doing it back end. as a strategist, it will come to you with a result. Till then, you have to direct all your intelligentsia, all your caliber, all your wealth, everything to get what you want in life. It's wealth and health are little different. It doesn't come with a poor man who gets nothing, he will be much happier. And that factor you can never quantify. Whereas a rich man with all physical problem, all health issues, still wants to make money, you sometimes feel, yeah, what is this man up to? What is he that still is? So that faction is the one where you say the happiness in the back end is more important. And that such happiness cannot be taught by anybody. It comes part of the soft skill. Where it comes, you evolve yourself, understanding your own personality to see what you are. So contentment is something, end of the day, soft skill gives you. Whether it is contentment of money, whether it is contentment of wealth, contentment of health. So end of the day, in quotes, if you can put it across, soft skill gives you the contentment. But what sort of contentment? Even when we talk about ethics, political ethics, whatever they do for their own party thing, it's correct. So they have a different ethics when we talk about it. So here the thing is, contentment very early in life is more important because it guides you at the very beginning. And irrespective of the position, whatever you are in, that should pursue into some level, but it comes only after
Degree college.
of work, some amount of struggle, and best is it stays all through your life. So, how will you mold yourself to reach that particular level? Nothing happens overnight. It takes time. And when you understand your own self, you set the ball into the motion, build your process, and make sure set your target. This is what I want to be, and keep moving on. And first stage is what is more important is an effective communication. If people don't understand you, there is no point in you trying to reach something. So that's the more important to establish yourself in a group to say, yes, I am something, I would like to give you something back. So that gives you a sense of confidence in you to say, yes, I am leading a team, I am part of the team, I want to do this, where the team is acknowledging it. So what had happened from some water, some salt, something like that, you have become part of that masala into it. And yes, that masala is going to bring you something out of it, and that you are going to enjoy the dish, whichever way it is, whether it is spicy, whether it is sweet, you are going to enjoy the tea. So what needs is a good sense of executing whatever it's supposed to be there. And as you get into the process, you will gain more experience because you will get more exposure, and you also get equal amount of knowledge. Sometimes you realize all your bookish knowledge, when it is correlated with actual experience, you realize much more. Most of you done it, unless you go and work somewhere, you don't realize the applicability of it. Same comes in it, and you can always differentiate good and bad only after a period of time. What comes at the end? The happiness, what we hear, Maslow's theory, whatever you read, everything, end of the day, it comes for the, what I mentioned sometime back, consentment, it's sometimes called as self-esteem level. Identify your own self, you realize, yes, I have got everything, I am happy, making others happy, which in other parlance they call it as win-win situation, whatever it is, forget it. End of the day, it gives happiness to you. That is what a soft skill can give it to you. So it comes only when you run through the full cycle. The starting point is there, it runs through the full cycle, come back to the dot. What it does, it doesn't stop at the dot. That circle brings more, it becomes further more. So that is where your maturity, your experience, everything comes into that. That is the level of the soft skill which you can do. So if you say, I know myself, start with that today. Identify yourself, see what you can do it across. If that can be done, your process starts today. All the other point, because speed breakers are there in every road, we still run through. Vehicle gives problem, we still run through. So too much of anything is too bad. You should be able to hold yourself, your emotions and your sentiments as you grow in the organization. As we grow in the system of development, good factors keep improving again and again. The worst scenario one should never reach is when you get too much of professionalism. It should not become something called overconfidence as arrogance, should not come into the factor. That is one, because too much of professionalism brings eccentricism. That one aspect, as part of the personality development, you should try to hold yourself. How to organize a particular way of behavior? One should be unique, I mentioned. It comes over a period of time. But in the process of building, what you get, you develop your communication skill, you gain confidence, you do job which otherwise is not given to you or relevant to you. You activate your sense of excellence much more than what is required out of you. And also, as I mentioned sometime at the end, it brings you a self-esteem love. That's happiness one can have in life. So, what are the traits which come to it? It makes a person away from others. You are something different. You are not a normal person in the particular society. Identify with different characters and attributes. So you have your own identity, and what it does, it wins the heart of a lot of people. Getting close to the heart is not very easy. So if that thing, you have to build up your own personality, which takes little time, and do it at the earlier the better. And what it does, it gives you a systematic approach to the whole setup of your own target, what you have. You need to follow certain good ethics if you have to come out of it, discipline, but at the same time, your image keep building over a period of time. From a basement, it keeps going up and down. And instead of looking down, people will start looking up. That is the stage of soft skill where you reach. So it comes over a period of, as I mentioned, and what it does, it exposes you to various aspects, different experience, and different type of people. And if you want to grow further, it gives you more confidence, and along with your professionalism, it gives you a different stage or a platform for you identified in a society. So the approach should be nothing but systematic. It should be based on certain knowledge, data, effort, exposure, a strong hold on the emotions and the words what you litter, and limiting yourself to the problem or aspect to which you are involved into it. How you imbibe yourself into a good personality. If you analyze Mahabharata or read any of the English literature, each character is identified with something or other. There is good in him. There are a lot of bad also in him. Every character is identified. I always talk about one particular character. Oh, a lot of good characters. Rama is there, Krishna is there, everybody is there. I talk of one character by name Shakuni. The moment the name is taken, nobody is happy. But till date, nobody can tell what bad he had done on the platform. He has never done anything wrong. He has given ideas. People have taken the ideas and started doing it. He had not done anything wrong at anywhere. Nowhere you can say this particular gentleman has done this wrong. It has been done by Duryodhana or it has been done by somebody else. He had done no harm to anybody. His only ideas, whether he was a Chanakya, the idea was there given by him, period. So, avoid wrong ideas. People may give you, end of the day, you are the execution, your name will go wrong when you are in a wrong communication skill. Those efforts are not required. So, you should be able to mold yourself in such a way, get the best of the people, start practicing them, start executing them, and end of the day, you can do it across. Coming to the different type of leadership skills. There are 4 type of skill. I'll just, only for the sake of knowledge, I'll just give it to you. It doesn't have nothing much about it. 2 are very adaptable. 2 are not aligned for it. Let's leave it across at that stage. Forward is the first type of leadership. He is a go-getter. What he has got, since I mentioned about traits of a person, it's nothing that it has got the basic thing. He is a professional. He is identified. He has got a very entrepreneurial mind. He is ready to entertain everybody. He is independent. He looks for a change from anybody and everybody. And he gets to the bottom of the subordinates. He delegates responsibility. He is non-routine by work. He works on his own frequency. But what is the best out of them is he is a new pathfinder. He doesn't follow anybody. So type A leader is the one who makes a new path for himself. He doesn't walk into others' path. Yes, it has a challenge. He does it across. So what he looks for, a new followers to come to him. So that is the one which the type A leader, you are to be different, you start with that. Type B is totally a different. What he does is a socializer. What he does, he is there part of the group. He doesn't want his identity. He is a passenger. He is there among the crowd. He wants to support, subordinate wherever it is required. No emotions. Nothing is shown. He is there. It is like a karipata into the organization, brings fragrance, taken out and thrown. Or maybe some dal which is mixed along with that and put along with the masala is not having its own identification. So you can part. You want to be a type leader, type A leader, or you want to be a type B leader into the communication. Now comes other two characters. They are totally little different, and I won't advocate anybody to following these two of it. Yes, what is the type C? He is the one who does our audit work. He basically does a detail seeker. What he does, he tries to identify what is wrong into the system first. He wants accuracy. He wants accountability. He wants the precision at every stage. He wants everything to be reliable but too sensitive to the perfection. But he's a very good customer relation manager because all the problems are identified by him. But can you be one of the personality? Think about it, whether you want to be. The fourth one is absolutely distressed. Type 4, type D, we call it as. He's totally distressed personality. What he does, he doesn't want to have any change. He wants to run into the system. He is ready with the regular work, happy with the job, whatever it is. End of the day, no improvement, nothing. He is happy with what it is. So the last two which I mentioned, type C and D, certainly I don't advocate for any teachers. If you want to identify yourself, give something more to the society, either be number one. That will give you, the type A will give you a scale of doing something more and more, find a new path. Since I talked about strategy, you should be able to make new into it and start moving forward. As I mentioned about the type of leaders, what you want to be, you plan accordingly. It's all your own thought. But you want to be good to everybody, you want to be bad to something. But end of the day, what is most important for a teacher is very responsible, adaptable, and you should be able to say that is the most important thing to be done. So, what it needs, what it needs, what it needs is a consciousness and also a cautious mindset. One thing is very mandatory. You have to be truthful, original, and should hold your integrity. And in the prospect of giving knowledge to people, it should have an open and wide mind, and you should be able to strengthen the setup wherever you are in. And end of the day, you should have an effort to improve your own. Now coming to that, how to reach to the top? Everybody is aspiring. The more you inspire, you will get an aspiration. That's how it is. So inspiration is more important than aspiration, because if you have mere aspiration, end of the day, when you don't achieve, it will be only the frustration and desperation. It will not reach you anywhere. So how to reach? The process is very simple and very little difficulties also there. So you have to follow part of it. First, excel in your own job. If you know your job, nobody can touch you. That's the first thing. Professionalism, what we talked about, is the first one which you should know it. Look for an overall goal. Don't be very myopic and concentrate to one particular thing. Yes, I want this, I should reach. No, have an option. Start with the grow. As you grow big and big, you feel your circles are much more and much bigger. Have a very long-term goal. Go. Don't go for a short term to say, yes, I want to reach this first and after that we will see. No. And you should be in a position to display what you have to the right person at the right time, and also make sure you are acknowledged into the system in such a way where others do get recognition for being your follower. And receptive and very good habit of listening to others is equally important. And what is more required is a very cohesive manner. You should change your own traits for others and also get the best out of others into you. And you should have a way to communicate yourself to a person where you want somebody to change in such a way where he feels part of you. So it needs discipline, it needs perfection, it needs professionalism, and running through the tough lines and tough tasks is equally important. And bad times always come. And as I said, as a leader, as a teacher, you should always be with the students in bad times. Most of the teacher I enjoy when they spend more time with the student who is not very studious, because that is where you get more knowledge. So it's a different way of teaching, which normally we should get it across. And grooming students is very feasible. It's not difficult these days if we have an open mind to teach and equally learn. Because I'm a para jumper, I have done my skydiving. I keep telling mind is like a parachute. Works the best only when it is open. So keep a very open mind. It will always do the good. If it doesn't open, I come like a stone on the ground, which has got no empathy. But when it opens up, I can glide the way wherever I want in the sky. And it is a very. So opportunism and undercutting does not bring a soft skill in you. It can only give you a short-term benefit for you. In the long run, you will not be identified into the system as a legend. So, expose, experience, explore, and end of the day, enjoy what you do. So, in a very disciplined manner, what you have to do? Analyze your own self. Sit in a place. Once in a 15 days, once in a month, think, write all yours, do a SWOT analysis, write all what you have best in you, write all what you have which can be improved. I will not say bad, which can be improved for better. And end of the day, how you have improved your skill over a period of time. Do an analysis for 6 months. Think yourself and see how it changes your own personality. So there is no limit for the what you want to do and how you to do. So you have to evolve yourself and keep matching yourself with some personality, yes, where they are in a better state, for how I can reach that. Analyze yourself. Try to find out some good person, even if it is a student. Sit with a student to identify that particular chap has got much more in him, why I cannot take it across. That is the way you have to start. So it comes with new initiatives, not restricted by all the failures, no limit for work, go beyond that. It comes with the discipline. It comes with the discipline and a positive thought. So you should set an example into the setup, accept all responsibilities and mistakes on you, value every action of every person, irrespective of their position, their qualification. As we all talk about, end of the day, it's a team spirit. When you are in a team, identify yourself as part of the system. Contribute yourself exclusively to the system. That makes, and never say no to any hard work and something out of your preference. So, in a periodical review, when you do, you always take something out of it. Yes, what you have done extra in this particular thing, how that can be made further into that. So get into the geometrical proposition of that extra work what you have done. That is what will evolve you more in getting your skill. So don't work on a particular target. Your target on your profession is something. set a different target as to do, yes, this is a particular thing, not part of my profession, not part of my own thing. I would like to reach this particular. So, chart out your own personality.
एक्सर्ट बोले थे ना
Chart out your own personality.
हम
Make a lifestyle circle, your goal, and you play the role whatever you are supposed to be playing.
सब हो सब के होता रुक सब के हो तो रुक ले बैठ कर बनाना ना हो फॉर्म तुम लोग नहीं भरी अभी तक फॉर्म
Organism.
नहीं भरी है अरे यार तुम कौन आदमी है
That is more important. So, what it talks, your thought process, your sentiments, your emotions, and it should trigger your own behavior into some good goal what you want to do. Your achievements will always depend on how well you have marched to that particular path and how you can contribute to the society or to the bearings of the factors. So, extraordinary performance always it stands out. All you need to do is prove yourself eternally with all your self factors keeping kept away, and you will know exactly what you are in a platform. It comes with a way of communication. What comprehends at the end is how you have evolved yourself over a period of time, merging yourself into the system with your manners and your own acts. When you talk about performing beyond expectation, it's basically nothing but something you have stretched yourself little more from your caliber without immediately expecting something great to happen for you. So, good ethics, moral, discipline, and behavior accepted by one and all, it always becomes part of your trait. When you walk into a corridor, people should like to be with you. People should like to come to you. And that feel good factor, what you talked about, should be there, part of your system. That aura has to be created. That comes over a period of time because it involves the trust in the people and your own value of your words. If your words have got no value, you have no value. So the feeling of security and safety of people who are there with you is equally important. Those parties are equally important for you to feel, yes, I am part of this particular person. That identification comes only when you sell yourself to the community without looking for anything at the back. The best way to solve the problem is experience and exposure and a belonging of emotion to the community what you give. All you need is a strong decision-making capability you should have to find what is the best. I won't say the good. What is the best for the people? And that is how most of the great personalities, they never work for themselves. They got a good name just because they were commuting, they were contributing for others. So, end of the day, there should be some amount of change in your own requirement, which is more important. And instead of saying, this is what I would like to be, this is what I do, this is what I can be, and this is what I should reach. So point from stage to stage to stage, start moving. And you need a lot of self-control, systematic approach, and also you should accept the reality as it comes. As I mentioned earlier, the mistakes and failures are yours. Always the best is of the society. That is the way you build. Your energy will always be intuitive. It will start growing more and more day by day. So what happens end of the day, you will realize at one stage, you have no time for yourself, but time is moving on. That is the day you will have a happiness to say how my day has gone with a sense of happiness. Now, all these integrity, sincerity, everything, speaking by your own self, people should speak to you more than you talking about it. And it comes in the long run. As I mentioned, hold your emotions. Sentiments and emotion does not bring solutions. So, what is more required? It is an attitude, an ambition, an action, a commitment, a responsibility, a hard work, and a good character, humility, and simplicity. This will make you a successful person. I have touched a part of the what you call soft skill. Where I need to emphasize more is ethics. I mainly take more topics on ethics and etiquettes as part of my lecture. Unfortunately, today I could not cover much about it since the time was so I'll just mention a little about that. What is ethics? It is nothing but a forgotten ritual in our own culture. We all used to have in our school days a moral education section. What had happened as materialism and opportunism started brewing into the system? Today's why we have forgotten our basics. We have become more mechanical, and students are pushed into the system to. It's like a gigo, garbage in and garbage out. Technologically, they are made something. Just output is given, and that's all it is. Ethics is nothing but an adherence of a morality and moral principles, period. What it done, it concerns about every human being, behavior, and a good conduct. In reverse, if we talk about what is unethical, it is nothing but what is not followed by the people. So the good had been followed by the people, and it talks about only good conduct, good policy, good procedure, and good norms and principles. That's all it is, nothing to go beyond that. So when you say bad, it all depends upon what people perceive, and over a period of time, what is time tested, it has not acknowledged it as part of the system is supposed to be.
नहीं रांची में है ना सर
Each religion teach about different morality, irrespective of whatever the communities happens to be. What happened? The problem today is we are on the crossroad whether to follow the Western culture or imbibe into our own culture. And globalization has brought in lot of materialism, lot of money and other advantages, but at the same time, our basic values of our own system is ignored. So that is the reason I wanted to talk only 2 minutes about this particular topic, ethics. So it's nothing but linked to our own psychology to see whether I want to adopt to this system or not. It is just a relative understanding and take things as it comes instead of taking things what it's supposed to be. So the virtuality of that particular system, if we are ready to adopt, it called as ethical because we follow the system what somebody has found. If you want to follow ethics, what is the first thing you would like to do? You should say how I should be remembered by the people in my absence. That will teach you the essence of a concept. It needs certain individual knowledge. It has personal objective, the individual's attitude and aptitude, social and societal other cultural values, opportunistic benefit, and how we want to contribute for the betterment of the society, and more than anything else, in accepting the mistake and taking responsibility for every aspect. Most of the aspect in this personality or it comes
ನೆಟ್ ಹೋಯ್ತು
understood
ನೆಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ಯದ
mainly because of courage,
ನಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು
perseverance,
ಅದೇ ನೆಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ಯದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ನೆಟ್
kindness, fairness, humanity, and forgiveness. If these factors are there, ethics will automatically be part of you. One should have an interest to be part of the team and creative and should have a sound knowledge base. What you have to do is only promise, no compromise. The same promise becomes a different word when you put it in compromise. The phonetic itself changes. Don't get into that. So set your goal, set your means. As I mentioned, write down the well-defined personal aptitude and attitude of yours and your goal. Review it every month, review it once in 6 months, see the change in you, see how you are acknowledged into the society the way you are. As I come to the end of it, I am neither a philosopher nor I am a saint for giving these lectures on moral. Fortunately or unfortunately, I found it appropriate with my long career of almost more than 4 decades into defense and corporate setup. And also I follow the culture of ours, though I happen to be a Hindu, I can say yes, with pride, I follow the Hindu values. With less amount of obsession towards materialism and opportunism, you can always evolve yourself much. And all that what I want you people to make a very conscious Bharat, which can speak to the world as what I am today. That is what is, because you are given a platform to do that, which everybody is not given that. Never hesitate to do a work which is not yours. Take it with pride and happiness to say, yes, I can do much more than what I can contribute. Take initiative whenever the option is given to you, and what you need is self-respect, a confidence, control, and care for the society. And that will make you a better career and bright career. What you want, it will make you reach there. Fortunately, I learned only this from the defense. Incidentally, nothing can come overnight and nothing is difficult. A good manager is always a good leader. A good teacher always is remembered by every student all through his life. I somehow try to lay few bricks on your construction of your building for a progressive career, whatever you can, and make a good Bharat. Jai Hind. Anybody has got any questions, anything, I am available.